Hi, and welcome back to this series of tutorials on writing a trio for string quartet. And we're writing in G major. I've already written the minuet in G minor, and you can find those videos on this channel where I've gone through that bar by bar. Exciting stuff. If you do like these videos, please do subscribe to the channel and you'll get notified of any new uploads. Also, if you want to support me through Patreon, I've got a Patreon account. So if you want to sponsor me writing these videos, that would be fantastic as well. So we are writing, so the trio's in binary form. So A, repeat A, B, repeat B. We've just written the A section, so we're just going to put some repeats in, repeat lines, marks. Let's do that now, if I can find them. Okay. Right, we'll just call this 1. Let's put a 1 over that, and this is going to be 2. Okay, that's 2. Great. So I asked the question last time why I had put this G and F sharp up here in the viola when it would be more natural for the violin 2 to take it, and it's obviously because this is imitating or actually repeating an octave higher this idea, so this theme. So you've got do 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 do. Okay, so in terms of the repeat, we'll just need to copy these over. Right. So although this is binary form, I think I've mentioned a few times now how I'd like to write this in a very miniature sonata form. So I'm going to have a tiny little development leading back to the tonic and this material, which is then, instead of modulating or transitioning to the dominant through the relative minor, we'll stay in the tonic and then we'll finish. Now, just thinking, in the minuet, we have a rising. The minuets, I think, is written similarly in a miniaturized sonata form, and we have a, we have a rising idea in that. So we'll use that again, but obviously in a, not exactly copying it, but this idea of rising, and within the major context. So let's just have a think about the harmony we want to have in this. It's going to be very simple. We're relying really on textures, rhythmic ideas, excuse me, things like that, imitation. So we're on D. Obviously, we'd like to, obviously the easiest way to do it is just introduce the C natural again, and then we formed our dominant 7th. I was just thinking what we could do is, like, so natural idea would just be to have, sorry, I just turned the volume down a bit. I turned it up last video in order to play it through. Let's just turn it down a bit now. So we've got a D, oops, escape, D. And if we're rising, well, the natural idea would be to go to F sharp, to A, to C natural. Now, in terms of, it's interesting, another thing that we're introducing here is this idea of asymmetry. So we're not having a 4-bar, you know, not having this going up to D. So we've got a nice 4-bar on the dominant, sorry, on D major, which is the dominant of G major, and then going to the C here. Okay, so I think that would be more interesting than having this, which is, you know, perfectly stable and symmetric. We've got 4 bars. We just get rid of this bar here, so it's straight on the C natural there, just to give it a bit of impetus, a bit of movement. So we're on our dominant 7th now, and the simplest way to go would be something like on second inversion, and then just a diminished, reintroducing the C sharp. Okay. And then on the, what's now the dominant of G, i.e. D major, but then that leads nicely back into the first material that we've got over here, this guy here. Right, so that's good. Just thinking it through in my head at the moment. We could expand this, and just talking about this diminished chord here, it's given me the idea that we can actually put a diminished seventh here before we resolve it to the dominant seventh, which again would give it a bit more bite, if you like, rather than just going to the dominant seventh. It's a little bit boring, to be honest. You know, just going D, F sharp, A, dominant seventh, and then 1 C in G major, and then the diminished seventh here. So we're just planning out the harmonic ideas here before we've even thought about putting anything in. Obviously, if we're adding okay, let's add a bar. It's fine, we can add a bar. Okay, so putting a C here now, but this is going to be a diminished chord, so E flat. Okay, that's much better. There's a nice bit of symmetry going on here, isn't there? You've got this diminished at the start of this 4 bar and a diminished at the end. Okay, let's that's just an outline of the harmonies. It's probably not going to be exactly this bar is on that, this bar is on this. We might need to lengthen it, almost certainly. But this is the basic idea of the harmony that we need to do, and then we're just back in the tonic, G major. Great. So what I'll do here is I'll just so I'm just thinking what we did in the minuet. We did just notes, and then we introduced the quavers, 3 quavers, 3 quavers, 3 quavers. So we could mirror that, but obviously that was in 9/8. So I'm just thinking really of just giving it a little bit of cohesion to the minuet. That's all. So that's why. Oh, it sounds a bit like Beethoven, this. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Right. I think this will work all right. So I'll have this up. Okay, and then we're on the C there. And in terms of the texture, we can have okay, so we're just again doing a bit of imitation here, so we can have that coming in there and this one coming in here. Great, so I think I'll finish it there because I'm probably running on a bit, and then we'll just fill these harmonies out, and you know, we're pretty much, you know, we're very, very close to finishing this trio. Great, so please do join me next time, and if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment area, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks.